Hi there guys, this is SPFL Centre, a new channel on YouTube. We'll be giving loads of insight to the SPFL teams, even in the Championship, sometimes below, but we're not that smart. But today will be a roundup of the 2021 season. We'll be getting weekly rounds up, sort of like transfers and game weeks as they go by. But today we'll be starting with grading each team's season, A to F. So, who are we starting with?
Hamilton Academical.
So,
right, A, B, C, D, E, F. Obviously A is the best. So, but I mean, it's going to be kind of obvious who's going to go in F and all that. But it's going to be a few surprises, I think.
Okay, right, so can you please tell us your grade?
Hamilton, obviously, F.
So he's went with an F, and tell me why.
I mean, they're just crap. I mean, 30 points in 38 games, that is shocking.
And also, they've conceded 67 goals. Also, we're using One Football sponsor for this YouTube channel. So shout out to them.
Download it.
Yep, you can't really see it, but yep. 67 goals in 38 games. It is very poor, and to score less goals than you've played games as well is very poor. 34 goals. Deservedly went down. Maybe.
Guys, it's a brilliant thing. Hamilton and Kilmarnock, yes, now Livingston need to go down. Plastic pitches away.
So, we're talking about ups and downs of the season. There's not much for Hamilton, but is there any ups you see? Any good things for Hamilton this season?
Their best results are draw against Rangers.
It shows how poor it is. It's not disrespecting Rangers, but a draw is your biggest thing. Obviously, Callahan was alright this season. Scored a lot of penalties for him, not enough. A few good players, like a Dauphin, but they've went down, and I'm not even sure if they'll win the league or they'll come straight back up. They don't look the strongest of teams anyway. They've lost Callahan to Ross County now, so I'm not sure. They finished poorly, not winning much games at the end of the season in the split, so very, very poor end of the season. But I cannot believe how poor they were. They're never that good, no offence Hamilton fans, but that's just the truth. So we're moving on to a certain team.
There's one player I have respect for. David Moyle came in to my Rangers FM career as a wee super sub, but then I brought him up the ranks and he was beautiful. Sent him out on loan for a few seasons, came back, boom, boom, boom.
Okay, we're going to try and keep this professional.
Moving on to the brilliant team of Kelly.
My club was relegated after over a quarter of a century being in this top division, the Premiership. And what would you grade them?
F, because I mean, when they were third 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
Then last season was 8th, was it? Then 11th. And then they got destroyed off Charlie Adams. That is embarrassing.
I'm going to say...
But there's one player who's absolutely brilliant. Well known. 7 foot. Kyle Lafferty.
Right, okay, right, who cares? But I'm going to say E, only because I can see what Tommy Wright's trying to get with the team. He's getting in new players, much younger, longer contracts in 6 months and 12 months. Kelly, well done, you figured out that year 2 is.
They've got Scott Robinson back.
Which is quite an exciting signing, but we've lost players, but we'll go into that in the transfer roundup.
Which will be after this wee video.
Yes.
Straight away.
So I'm saying an E, but also that's because of how good Lafferty was. 13 goals in 13 games, it's incredible. Didn't do much in the playoff, but it wasn't given much service. So I
think Lafferty's going to join Hearts. Or someone
statement
like that.
there. Sadly my team's going down, but it's probably the biggest fall I've seen in a while from a team. To go from 3rd to Europa League, then backing out of a manager that had his 5th, and then giving it to Dyer just because he was assistant manager with Steve Clark. Poor decision making on behalf of the board, and that's brought us to the Championship.
Got death threats.
Who?
Alex Dyer.
No, he got a racial letter sent to him. So that is not funny at all, Oliver. You're already ruining it.
Right, so, Ross County.
Staying up by the skin of their teeth, 3 points.
Legends.
So I'm 10th.
Destroyed Celtic.
What would the rating be of their season?
E.
Wow.
High.
I'm going for a C.
No, D.
Only because I thought Ross County were one of the favourites to go down. I think they are next season as well, but I just, for what the manager got from that team was pretty good to stay up. Because I don't see them as much better than Kelly, and they've stayed up. A good win against Motherwell kept them up at the last game of the season. Ups for them, to be honest, I'm not too sure.
I know some ups. Every single Celtic game.
So all the Celtic wins, which to be fair, a lot of teams did have this season. Even Kelly got a draw against them. But have to wait and see what happens. I believe the manager left at the end of the season, so we'll be seeing what happens then. But on to the promoted side in Dundee United, how do you feel they done?
They scored a worldie. Well, Lord Franklin did.
Okay, so that's what you're picking from this season? No, that they've got 44 points, stayed up quite comfortably.
I mean, that ball, we're doing very good at the start. They're like 5th.
So, and also, if I'm honest, I don't think that attack lived up to the expectations.
I'm doing D.
Well, I'm going to go with C again. Maybe I'm going with C because that's where I think they would have came. Maybe around 9th and 8th, but the attack should have done better. To consider they had, less goals than Kelly. A lot of teams actually had less goals than Kelly. I haven't even realised that. But they get 32 goals. That's the least in the league, I believe. And it is. And to be considered that they had a great attack at the start of the season, that's not good enough in my opinion.
Kelly score so much?
But they'll be able to build on it. Mickey Mellon, best managerial name ever, has moved on. He's went down south, so we wait and see who they get in. I don't know, some English team in League 2, I believe. So on to Motherwell. What are you grading them?
The lowest E there is so far.
Lowest E.
I'll just give them an E then.
That's what I'm giving.
Because
They finished 3rd last season.
Then I don't know.
And now they're 8th. They're trying to do a Kelly and they're going to come 11th next season and lose in the playoffs.
That's true.
But
Winston's, I think not.
They've released quite a few good, decent players in my opinion. Hopefully Kelly can sign maybe 1 or 2 of them. But
Tony, what?
Very personal. Even 3rd to 8th is not good enough for Motherwell. They should be coming ahead of the likes of St Mirren and Livingston. No offence, but Motherwell, from what they were last season, should have been doing much better. At least top 6. To come 8th is quite a disappointing
Livingston,
season.
they had a good spell.
I know. They had undefeated for about 15 games, but we'll have to see where the manager takes them. He's been in for about 6 months now. He's going to have a transfer window. Right, no, it's not Gary Hope.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying I know Gary Hope.
Same. But,
I know he's good.
Same.
Anyway.
Hello. But, so what do you feel about St Mirren in 7th?
That's a good season for them. Give them a C.
Okay. A big upset in the cup against Rangers. I think, actually, I'm going to go a B minus or C plus.
No, Cammy.
Just because their results in the cup were actually decent. Stayed up comfortably, mid-table finish, few points off getting top 6, maybe getting a European spot. But yeah, a good season. A few good games of Kelly, 3 frees both time, losing penalties with one of them for Kelly. But yeah, it's been an alright season. Jim Goodwin's doing a very good job there. It is Jim Goodwin. He's in. Yep, Jim Goodwin. Conor McGrath, maybe going to get picked up from a few teams, you'd never know. But the business.
Last shit guy got the Hiradeki for them.
He went to Salford. But I do think he's had some good business picking up Richard Tate, very, very good wing back or centre back, wherever they would like to play them. So
no, it wasn't. Not on my FBFL.
So on to 6th place Livingston, missing out on a cup, missing out on European football on the last day.
Well,
so a good season, but it ended quite poorly.
For that, right? Wait, St Mirren C plus. These guys normal C because they went in the 15 game unbeaten run. How did they still come 6th? They at least come in 5th or 4th. So Aberdeen's crap.
I'm going to give them a B minus.
How?
Because I didn't expect, especially the way they started, for them to have such a good run and to get to a cup final with Livingston.
Still look at the ball jobs.
But they got to a cup final and they lost to a team that won both cups, St Johnstone, so who'll be coming on too soon. But I do think they were alright this season. I think they'll be looking to build on it, a few signings. Try and maybe get that 5th place European spot. But
very smart decision to sell London Dykes. He's terrible.
Yeah, very true. 2 million was quite a good amount of money from the looks of it. So, in 5th place, St Johnstone, what are you rating their season?
Very, very good. 2 cups.
Yeah, but that's not a grade.
B.
Well, I'm going to go an A. No one predicted St Johnstone to win both cups and to get 5th, a European spot. Europa League. They've got Europa League.
It's a conference.
No. Conference is Hibs and Aberdeen. Europa League football for St Johnstone. Amazing job by the manager, Callum Davidson. A lot of praise has to go to him. Absolute sensational stuff. 2 cups, bet Hibs and bet Livy. 2 tough teams to beat, definitely. Hibs finishing much higher in the table with a lot more points, but impressive season. They want to build on it, maybe even try and break that top 4. It will be tough, considering the team we'll get onto didn't have that great a season. They still couldn't get past them, but I'm sure they'll be very happy, and a few players, and you never know, they might get another cup next season. So on 4th place Aberdeen, your grade?
C minus.
C minus. I'm gonna go with a D, and I'm gonna go with a D because they usually come 3rd or sometimes even 2nd, at least in recent years, and they're dropping below the standards that you would think, they should be at every single year.
And they're not even close. 6 points.
6 points. 7 points off Hibs.
Oh, is it? Can't count.
8 points to be ahead of them. So I just think it's a poor season. Lost some of the big players maybe. Scott Wright went to Rangers. Cosgrove left. Some good players have left. I believe McKenna went in the summer.
Ryan Hedges gone. He was going to go to Rangers.
But I just think it's a poor season, and I think Aberdeen fans might back me up here, but I don't. They definitely underperformed for what I would have seen them doing. What about Hibs? Cup final.
They had a good season.
Conference League, but finished 14 points off a poor Celtic side.
So I'm going to give them a B for that. But a very, very good player is Kevin Nisbet.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
So I'm going to give Hibs. What do you give them?
A B.
I might just stick with you, give them a B. They've got European football next season, expected really at this point. With Hibs, a good side, like Nisbet, Marciano, who's leaving now, a very, very good keeper. It's been a good season. They'll be unhappy that they couldn't have got the cup. That would have definitely made the season much better, but maybe they can push on, get to a final again, maybe beat the team in the final, claim a cup for Jack Ross's side. But I think a good season. Hopefully, well, not hopefully, but possibly build on it, possibly try and crack the top 2. It'd be very, very tough considering the difference in finances the top 2 teams have. But you never know, maybe a good run in the Conference League as well. So moving on to 2nd place.
Kelly done very good at home.
Right. Thank you. Moving on to 2nd place, Ollie. Celtic, a team that finished, a total of 25 points? 25 points off Rangers, reaching no cup finals. I don't even think they reached a semi-final, if I'm honest. Per season in Europe, conceded the most goals, and they were only in the group stage. Lost 8-2 in aggregate to Sparta Prague.
Conceded 3 goals to Electrician.
Didn't win a single Old Firm derby the whole season.
Since
I believe it was 5 this season. Poor transfer dealings, like Duffy just didn't live up to expectation at all. I believe it was 3 million for a loan. Very, very poor. But a shining bright a bright light this season, possibly. Edward, 20 goals. Do you think he had a good season?
Depends.
Well, most goals this season.
Edward.
But could you not say that with Tavernier?
Yeah, but he's a right back. He's still
But it's the same
scoring normal
thing.
goals.
Is he though? I think he'll
What about Morris?
understand. I'm trying to say 20 goals for Edward.
What is it? Edward is like 115 minutes per goal. Roof 92 minutes per goal.
I understand, but it was a struggling Celtic side, so remember we're meant to keep this bias.
Roof is better than
That's
Edward.
not what I'm trying to say. I'm asking Edward with a good season this season, also maybe along with Turnbull.
No. He just scored Scotland against the Netherlands.
That doesn't matter, so I'll do the Celtic one.
No, I'm doing it. Turnbull's not being good, he's overrated.
Turnbull coming in from Motherwell, had a very good season. Wasn't in the team for the first 3-4 months. Start of the day, heard it while watching the Scotland-Netherlands match. He was once the third most chances created in the whole of Europe, and he came into the team 3 months later. Believe it might have been just De Bruyne and Messi, maybe. Could be totally wrong in that. That's just my guess. But I think if anyone's to be happy with the season, it is Turnbull. The rest has been quite poor. Maybe bar Edward getting 20 goals, but he struggled with form. Maybe that was just to boost his price or get more people looking at him to buy this summer. I'm not too sure, but a poor season for Celtic, definitely. So the top team, the Invincibles.
Well, you've not even graded them. D.
I agree. Possibly no. I'll give them an E for how poor it actually was, because the European one was hardly even.
F.
No, going one F. I would only give them an F if they finished at say the top two, which shouldn't be happening, and they didn't. But first place, Invincibles.
A. Plus.
To be honest, I can't disagree. Haven't lost a single game. 38 matches. 4 wins, 1 draw in all competitions against Old Firm. Reaching round of 16 Europa League, getting knocked out by Slavia Prague.
Scums.
Who were you in the round of 32?
The Antwerp.
Yeah, a few good wins there.
Nathan Bad's better than Tavernier. Unpopular opinion, he's better than Tavernier.
Good performances in the group stage as well. 2 draws with Benfica. Should have probably got a win in one of them, realistically. But not much you can say bad. A great show. What was it? 13 goals. Least goals conceded ever in the league season, possibly in Europe. So
in the
world. So a record-breaking defence ever. Great attack this season. Morelos actually started to assist this season.
The start of the season is poor, but like the end, very good.
Yeah.
Very false. Very false.
Became the highest goal scorer in European football for Rangers, I believe, when he scored against one of the teams in the group stage. He got to that record, so impressive season nonetheless. And
one of his best games was against Antwerp.
You can't say anything bad about Rangers this season. Great run. Maybe a bit disappointing not to get a cup. Probably should have, but there's not much more you can say.
Right, guys, start 11 for next season.
No, we're not.
No, I'm just saying though. McGregor, Patterson, Helander, Katic, Barisic, Kenticles,
No goals.
Aribo, no, Kamara, Davis, Tavernier maybe, Tavernier or Roof. No, but Fashion. Like Sakala, Morelos, Kent.
Who's Fashion?
Sakala.
Who's he?
Same from that Belgian club.
How much?
I don't know, but it seems
Probably a free. But now, going to be doing signing, best player, best young player, manager of the year, team of the year.
It's not hard.
Start with team of the year, okay?
No, do that last.
Okay, right, that's fine.
Right, so manager of the year, I think it's obvious. Stevie G.
Callum Davidson.
Who's he manage?
St Johnson.
You're not saying that, you're joking. How? Gerald, you're pleb! You better be joking.
No. Well, it's a toss-up, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Gerard.
St Johnson won 2 cups.
Big wow, Gerard done the Invincibles. Conceded the fewest goals ever.
I'll give it this one. I'll give it to Gerard. Great performance in the league. Good performance in the European football. Poor performance in the cups. But he's apparently meant to get manager of the year when he has his second most funding out of the league. So, who are you saying for player of the season?
Who won it in real life?
McGregor.
I might have to agree.
Why?
Ben Davies. No, McGregor.
Why would you choose McGregor?
Just the saves he's pulled off, how good he is. He's beautiful.
Right, but what else?
He saves.
Did he bring leadership to the team? Was he a great character for that team, do you feel? That maybe he
Everyone
pushed
said
them?
in interviews as well.
He pushed them to get that
He's one of
title?
the most vocal players in the world. Or not in the world.
I don't know why you're looking up to the stars, because there's a roof. But for me, player of the season, you know what? I'll just agree with you to get out of the way.
No, yeah.
Alan McGregor, player of the season. Keeper, sort of like keepers because I'm a keeper, but yeah. Was vital this year. Even though John McLaughlin had a good season, I don't think they would have went invincible without McGregor. I don't think they would have. Do you think that's fair? Maybe a few of the games where you've drawn or struggled.
I think we still could have it.
I don't know.
Hamilton we could have lost if we didn't have him.
Yes, so who are you saying for young player of the season?
Patterson.
I'm going to go with Turnbull. Only good player in that Celtic team this season. Maybe Barry Edward, depending how you look at it. Maybe go with Nisbet at Hibs. I think that'd be a fair shout.
He's for me.
There's not a lot of options, to be honest. If we're looking at stats, goals and assists, there's Edward, there's Kent, there's Tavernier, Martin Boyle. Hardy may be up there. He's young enough to win it, I'm pretty sure. Big Chris Burke, 37-year-old.
Jordan Rebo?
Well, I'm going to go with Turnbull. I'm pretty confident with that one. How are you feeling?
I said it. Patterson.
Why?
He's been absolutely drowned every single game he's played.
Right. How much games has he played?
I don't know, a good amount.
How many? 7 games in the league.
In the European League.
It's about the Scottish Premiership.
Yeah, but still.
7 games in the league and you would give him young player of the season.
How much is Rebo young enough then?
If he started under 21 at the start of the season, yeah. No, he's nowhere near young enough.
I thought he was 23. Oh yeah, Patterson.
You stick with Patterson, 7 games, you would give it to Patterson.
What are you going to do?
You wouldn't even give it to like Nisbet or something.
Maybe Nisbet, but no.
Kevin Nisbet's too old as well.
Nisbet's second.
Okay.
Oh, who else am I to give it to?
David Turnbull.
Yep.
Signing of the season. No, I'm not saying David Turnbull signing of the season. I'm asking who do you think signing of the season is.
Who did Rangers say?
You know how to give it to.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Man.
Agent Duffy.
No, shut up. Yes. So I told you not to be biased.
I'm not.
So I'm going to give it to Kyle Lafferty. We still went down, but 13 goals in 13 games with a poor Kilmarnock side. I don't think anyone else in that league wouldn't have got 13 goals from 13 games. I don't think anyone else would be good enough to do it.
Yeah. Quite a few. Morelos, Kent.
You think Kent can get 13 goals with this Kelly side but not do it for Rangers?
If he was playing up front, yeah.
No, in 13 games, you think Kent would score each game he plays, he would score a goal. I think that's laughable.
Well, I mean, including the Dundee games, he would have scored at least 2.
So tell me the sign of the season, please.
Lafferty.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe Scott Wright second.
No, stop this bias.
No, Cameron's been brilliant every time he's played.
So we're going to move on to the big one. Team of the season.
Right, goalies first. McGregor.
I'm going to go with Danny Rogers.
Cameron, seriously.
McGregor. At right back, Tavernier. Centre backs.
Goldson and Hollander.
No. Goldson and... don't worry, I know how you want to go for it. I don't think he's that good.
Has to be Hollander then.
No, it doesn't, because he's not played.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. I'll check it.
Oh, God. Declan Gallagher.
How?
He stayed in the Scotland squad. Even though Motherwell were doing poor, he's got to be doing something right. down.
Stay the camp.
I'm going to go with Declan Gallagher, centre back. Mix it up. I don't want too much Old Firm players in. Yeah, left back.
Barisic. Yes, Calvin.
Brandon Hornstrup.
Calvin. Barisic.
Right. So doing 4-3-3. Or do you want to do 4-4-2?
4-3-3.
Okay, so 3 centre mids.
Hardy, Davis, and Aribo. Then Glenn Kamara.
Ollie, stop doing the whole Rangers team.
But that's what I think's in it.
I want to check some just to consolidate my opinion.
Why can't it be that?
You look at the camera now. You know what? Who would you say the best midfielder was at Rangers this season?
Davies.
Davis. So my midfield's going to be Davis, Turnbull and Lewis Ferguson.
What's it? Ben Aribo's been so good. Right one. No. Hardy right one.
Right.
Actually, I want Ruff in the squad. So it's either Hardy right wing and Ferguson or Hardy and Ruff. What?
Just you decide. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to
Back a hand. If it's no way. I've not even done it. If it's closed, I do Hardy.
Ah,
and
hurry
Ruff.
up. Right, okay. Hadji and Ruff, the other one. Hadji and Ferguson.
Hardy and Ruff.
Okay. Right.
That's better too.
So I'm going to say right wing.
You're my way.
There's not any good right wingers in the league.
Ruff.
I'll give it to Ruff. I don't think he deserves it.
How?
He's your left winger.
We'll play Hardy then.
I think he deserves it. There's no good right wingers in this league. This league's crap thing about it, man.
Ken up front. No, left wing.
Okay, striker.
What are you going to say?
I'm saying Kent and left wing. I'm torn between Edward
Striker.
and Nisbet.
I'm torn between Morellison and Nisbet.
I'm going to give it to Nisbet.
Nisbet because he's been consistent.
Okay, so that's it. Are we done? Nothing else I'd like to add.
Something I like to add. 2 more videos will be out tonight
This one is one of the 2.
on the free.
What's the other 2? We'll do that later on, like close to the season.
No.
So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be here with our transfer roundup very soon.